Yes, this is BB speaking.
I have Dave Grohl on the other line.
I'm Diamond Dave. I'm an action figure.
19 years writing about music. Dozens of cassettes in a drawer. Get ready for conversations that time very nearly forgot. Dave's Old Interview Tapes.
Hi, I'm Indianapolis Star reporter Dave Lindquist, and welcome to a preview of Dave's Old Interview Tapes, a podcast that digs up musical conversations from an era when your cell phone wasn't smart and being on MySpace wasn't dumb. I'd like to share highlights from the first 4 episodes of the podcast, which debuts on July 5th. Dave's Old Interview Tapes revisits interviews I recorded on cassette from 1998 to 2004. I started using a digital recorder for interviews after that, and I honestly hadn't thought much about these cassette tapes until the Indianapolis Star relocated from Pennsylvania Street to Circle Center Mall in 2014. But I cleaned out a desk, and there they were. On the podcast, excerpts of the interviews, actual audio clips of musicians on the phone, provide the framework for new conversations with in-studio guests. Our debut episode features a Dave Grohl interview from 2000, and our in-studio guest is Laura Steele, on-air personality for radio station WJJK-FM 104.5. I managed to ask some question about the transition from being a drummer in Nirvana to being the frontman of Foo Fighters.
There was a huge Nirvana t-shirt, Kurt shirt contingent every night. And a lot of kids were young. After the shows, you'd have an 8 or 9-year-old kid come up to you and tell you that was great. That's the first concert I've ever seen, which sticks with you because forever that kid will remember, getting thrown over the barrier for the first time. Yeah.
How true is that? And he's seeing those kids go over, going over the barrier.
Yeah, very 90s thing.
Very 90s thing.
We have a Dead and Company special episode featuring interviews with Grateful Dead drummer Mickey Hart and vocalist-guitarist John Mayer. Our in-studio guest is Matt Mays, owner of Mays Entertainment and current chair of Tonic Ball. I'm pretty sure I was not needling him with a Jerry Garcia-related question, but I believe he probably gets tired of just inferring that people are trying to talk to him about that. And he took an answer, and he has this sigh of resignation in this clip that I just wanted to share with you that maybe reflects not really digging people always asking him about Jerry Garcia.
Jerry's not here, I mean, everybody knows that. So this is not a Jerry thing, this is, these songs belong to all of us. And, that's, it's just, it's personal expression. I mean, if you expect me to come here, Jerry, you're going to be disappointed.
He has a point. I mean, they don't have to do what they're doing. At least most of them don't, I don't think. But they continue to do it because people respond to it. If you go on blogs and you go on boards, people have plenty of horrible things to say about whomever it is that's in that slot. Fine. You know what I mean? Don't go. You don't have to.
Right.
Nobody's forcing you. And there are lots of other things to get excited about when you go to these shows. Certainly, there's nothing that's ever going to replace what they did, but I've seen some really fun things in the time since then. And as a younger guy, like I said, who missed the heyday of the Grateful Dead, this is as good as it gets, and I'll take it.
We have a Slash interview from 2000, and our in-studio guest is Jake Query, Guns N' Roses superfan and on-air personality for Fox Sports 97.5. So in the year 2000, every time I got a musician on the phone, I asked one question every time, and the question was, what's the best career advice you ever received? And Slash might not surprise you with what he said.
There's a few of them. There were pieces of advice that were handed to me, either just from observation or from experience, or from talking to a seasoned veteran, so to speak. And I think one of the main ones is
Okay.
Don't do too much of that because it'll kill you. and always keep your heart, first and foremost with your music.
All right.
And just don't be a fool.
Okay. The first thing you said was never leave the stage.
Yeah.
Meaning always play.
Yeah, just always be there. Always make sure your band can rely on you.
What was the second thing you said?
The second thing I said was don't do too much of that stuff. It'll kill you.
Okay, then that can apply to a number of things.
Yeah.
All right.
Good news is Slash is still with us.
That is correct. And you know what? I think he did a lot of that stuff. But I guess it's subjective as to whether or not he did too much. But he's a different guy now, I think, than he was back then. And look, I think he's obviously a heck of an entertainer. He's a talented guitarist. And again, I don't know him, but just in the number of things I've read, seen, watched, etc., I think he's a pretty good dude. I think he comes off like a pretty good guy.
And we have a B.B. King interview from 1999. Our in-studio guest is Matthew Sosi, host and producer of the Blues House Party and Film Sociology, and producer of Stolen Moments for WFYI.
I don't know if he fined musicians like James Brown was famous for finding.
Right.
A lot of those older guys were famous for that. But yeah, they were tighter than a witch's elbow, and there was not that many off notes. And if they were off notes, it was from BB, and he'd be the first to kind of give you the oops face and that sort of thing. But he expected his band to be on it, and he didn't have to be Buddy Rich, and he didn't have to be Maynard Ferguson and do it in front of people. Of course, now with social media, you see a lot more candid photographs. It was rare to find a picture of B.B. King backstage without a jacket.
BB touches on that very point in this clip about dressing and just physical presentation.
Well, the people that I admired mostly, Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Benny Goodman, Woody Herman, Lionel Hampton. I could just name you all the greats to me at that time. And their thing was you never go on stage looking like the people that came to see you. Right. I believe in that. I believe that if I want to be impressive, I should try to look impressive. I should try to dress a way that the people would be kind of glad to see me like that. So I'm from the old school. I got you. I've never had that beautiful physique like some of the men could show their chest and all that, and no shirt unders and all that. I didn't look that good in the beginning, so I think I'd better keep what I have covered and try to build on it if I can.
With Dave's old interview tapes, we hope to spotlight a specific era in each artist's career, share the perspective of our expert guests, and also give some behind-the-scenes context to being a music journalist. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll tune in for more, beginning with the Dave Grohl episode on the 5th of July.